What is up, everybody? Solomon here. Super excited again from Genfinity to be here supporting the Hive Summit for VeChain. And obviously excited that we have Sunny Liu. An amazing event today. Sunny, I'd like to ask you kind of, what are your most kind of exciting aspects within 2023 for VeChain with this? I mean, this whole conference is very much so dealt in sustainability.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to moving forward this year?
Well, actually, we planned everything even before we start to work on the white paper. Because the first idea came from long time ago, like 2018, and we have been laying down the different foundations, tools, readiness, and proof of concepts to just try to prove the theory, right? And in 2023, the first step we just achieved, which is a white paper, and it's very, let's say, exciting. It's not only, let's say, coming from VeChain per se, but it's more coming from the great partner like BCG. We want to create like open, inclusive space. So it doesn't matter like you're building on VeChain, you're building on some other platforms. It doesn't matter. As long as you're using the Web3 technology and try to support sustainability, feeding this kind of narrative, welcome to join the party. We can do the campaign together. For example, if we launch some sustainability campaign, it could be running on VeChain, it could be running on the other platforms, and we can join as a cross-chain protocols. You will have so much fun. It's so much innovation, so much opportunity as well. You never know. You could come up with some fantastic opportunity, like how we're going to work with each other, how we're going to support the sustainability and create the impacts. So, I mean, the plan has been laid down even before the white paper. Now, white paper, we reached the first step, right? And also, our CTO, Antonio, gonna lead the team to continue to deliver the tools and services to make more, let's say, much easier for builders coming over to build applications. And also, we're gonna do the communication. We're gonna let more people to know and attract more builders come over to join us. And last but not least, starting from next week, we're gonna have a workshop with BCG for the ecosystem design. And we know we had 12 ecosystem design in the white paper.
Mm-hmm.
Like, which one should go first?
Yep.
Which one is a low-hanging fruit? And maybe we start with 2 or 3 together, based on what we have done before, as experiences, as the proof of concepts, and how we're gonna scale up. So the target is in 2023. My mission, lay down the first couple of ecosystem, reach the first 100,000 users, and start to create the collective impacts and make more sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think it's amazing. I have to say congratulations. Boston Consulting Group is obviously a behemoth. And it's also a little bit refreshing too. Whenever you come to an actual summit and an event, it was pretty interesting to see that it didn't start with a meme video. It started around sustainability.
Have you seen the tweets from Ether DevCon?
I certainly did. But it was awesome having a Nobel Prize laureate up there speaking and talking about the building blocks of sustainability, atom by atom, layer by layer, and from the bottom up, and understanding that we're in a position right now to really dictate the way that the future moves in digital assets and Web3. I would say so. With kind of the way that you guys are moving right now, and it's been a pleasure to talk to all of the community builders as well.
Sure.
Maybe one thing I'd like to ask, sustainability is a huge part of the way that any ecosystem is going to develop moving forward. What are you most excited about from the community builders out there that you have in this space? Because we're starting to see talk around NFTs. You guys have fabulous marketplaces, whether it be VC or World of V and these other things as well. What excites you the most from a community building standpoint within the VeChain ecosystem?
The most exciting for me per se is when you start to think about sustainability. It's not like your job, my job. It's everyone's duty.
Sure.
Right? And it's perfectly fitting the Web3 spirits or Web3 mindsets or ideology. So I feel really exciting because I feel like this is it. This is the killer apps. We have been talking years.
Yep.
We have been talking the different applications, different scenarios. But the sustainability is most suitable for the Web3 people, for the Web3 community, for the Web3 technology. So it is the most, let's say, promising utility for the Web3 technology. So honestly, one of my mission, my personal mission, we have been witness so much up and downs in the crypto side.
Sure.
And honestly, if you spend more time with a traditional world, per se, especially after those bad events happening in the market, and then people will have misunderstanding about the crypto.
100%.
Even the bad names about the crypto. So one of my missions is like, we need to show the whole world it is not fault of the tools or not the fault of the technology. It's actually the technology is great. It can create lots of great tools, great impacts, and sustainability is the perfect case. We can show to the whole world, like, it really can be a very good technology, could really shape the future, make the world better, that kind of thing. So that's my exciting part.
100%. I mean, even in the United States with the shift towards digitization, like globally, you could see a few things have happened probably over the past few years. So if you're living in the US and you're like going to a grocery store, you can see like when you go to checkout, they're and this just started recently over the past 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
It's like, would you like to donate to this charity? Would you like to do this?
Yeah.
I think in the next 10 to 15 years, we're going to see a kind of a scenario where you're going to be asked to offset your carbon footprint whenever you're shopping, whenever you're doing certain things.
Well, even for this event, we were asking everybody to provide the trip information just for the carbon calculation. And then we have a clear idea like, okay, how much carbon emission for this entire summit? And we are going to offset, compensate that. And also, I think what you're saying, like, it's very right. In US, in Europe, in Asia, almost everywhere, more and more people are aware, like, we should do sustainability. We should live in a sustainable life. And even there are some, let's say, solutions or incentives or motivations to the users here and there. Like you mentioned about the coupon, you mentioned about the donation. But how are we going to make those impacts, individual impacts, be collectible, right? Eventually collective to be a greater impact and show to everyone. Maybe let's say you drive 10 miles EV and you drink a coffee not in a paper cup but in a mug, and you create a little bit impact. But think about if 10 million people are doing the same thing on a daily basis, and then you create a collective impact. Right?
Pushes us over the tipping point of sustainability.
And the Web3 platform we're trying to build is the platform trying to make that happen. So that's our goal.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
The last question that I have, and you touched on this during your kind of introductory speech, is that this is kind of the third iteration of the white paper for VeChain. So, we don't see many ecosystems doing this, but the ecosystems as a whole and innovation consistently adapts and changes over time.
Yeah.
Can you touch on why it's important to consistently evolve the mindset around what really is going to be sustainable as ecosystems grow in Web3?
I would say it's about the short-term value or long-term value, that kind of thing. So I was told by a very wise mentor, like, if you ever twinkle or struggling with that kind of decision, just ask yourself, and always choose the long-term value one. Right? So we have been staying on what we believe from the beginning, creating the value, make the world better, let people enjoy the benefits of the technology like blockchain. The blockchain technology is fantastic for sure. I believe that. I believe this is the future. But how are we going to bridge to people's lives? How are we going to bridge to the real world? Make it really useful, make it really valuable. That's what we believe. So we keep, upgrading the white paper because we are growing as well. We're learning from whatever the developments made by the others, from the entire industry evolving, from the experiences we learn, or even the mistakes we learn, and then we keep upgrading. We, getting better and better every different phases, and also the entire space has been so much different. Right? The products, the services, even regulations, they're getting better and better. If you look back like 10 years ago, you feel like, wow, that's Wild West, right? So based on all of the changes, we gotta make our goal, make our path more clear. guide us to the right course, and eventually, we're gonna reach the goal. So, I mean, even the 3.0 is not the stop.
Of course not.
We're gonna continue to do that. Yeah, based on what we learn, based on whatever success or failure, even mistakes. We're gonna keep upgrading ourselves, keep iterating, and eventually we'll achieve it.
Well, I think we've seen a narrative shift over the past probably handful of years, especially from a lot of the legacy players, where if you look, a lot of the talk around crypto was wild, wild west,
right?
Skepticism, all these things.
Right.
And then about 3 years ago, you started seeing some of these proof of concepts, or hey, let's trial these aspects out in a sandbox environment. And now you're seeing real world trials occurring.
Yeah.
It's really exciting. I wanted to say this was an amazing event, and thank you guys so much for inviting us, Sonny.
Thank you.
It's been an amazing opportunity to be able to interview you as well. And
my pleasure.
We're going to be releasing all of this content with all the interviews, and it's just always a pleasure to speak with you as well.
Great.
So thank you so
very
much,
Sonny. Thank you.
Thank you.